Hi there and welcome to Loopy Mabel's Closet. My name is Jane. Now, what have I been up to, Jane, I hear you say? Well, what have I been up to indeed? I have, in fact, made my own bodice block template and also a t-shirt block. I know, I'm so excited. So stay tuned for more details. And well, yeah, I've made my very own t-shirt. I'm wearing it, so excited. I had to share it with you. So since I made my last Sew the Look and I did that lovely striped yellow t-shirt, that's where I was trying to start creating my own patterns with like ideas in my head and try and get them from ideas from the paper into a pattern and then into a creation. So it wasn't perfect, that top. I mean, I've worn it a few times, but it wasn't perfect. It was a little bit too big on the shoulders, but that was my fault because the pattern I tried to hack was a drop sleeved shoulder top, the Eva top by Pattern Union. So that really was a little bit my fault because I didn't really think about that. But from that t-shirt, it's just got me thinking, right, I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I could have a go at making my very own block, t-shirt block. And then from there, I can create what I was trying to create with my yellow stripe top, if you know what I mean. So I've been researching for weeks and weeks, in fact, probably months, on how to create your own bodice blocks. And I've been following, I've been on YouTube, following lots of channels that do all the dressmaking, all the tutorials for dressmaking, all the calculations and measurements and all that. And I think it was when I was inspired doing my knicker block, my underwear pants block, that really got my juices going. And I just thought, right, if I can do a knicker block, which as I've said before, they fit me like a glove. I never thought I'd say this, but every time I open my knicker drawer and put a pair of my knickers on, I get great pleasure every morning because A, I've made them, and B, they fit like an absolute glove. So I thought, well, if I can do that with a knicker block, I'm sure I can do that with a bodice block. And then from the bodice block, you make your sleeve block, and then obviously you can do your skirt block and your trouser block. But I thought, well, I'll start with the bodice block and go from there. So I've created my own bodice block. I used all the measurements. I measured myself, did all the measurements. I followed Diane I'm not quite sure how you pronounce her name, Diane DZL. She's French Canadian and she has a YouTube channel. I'll put her channel in the description box below. And I've been following her, I've been swatting up and watching her and trying to take it all in. And I thought, right, I'm gonna have a go. So from one of her tutorials, I actually did my block. And I'll show you my blocks. So these are the blocks for like the woven blocks. And I've had this cardboard, dressmaker's cardboard, for yonks and yonks and yonks. We're talking years. And it's been on a roll and it's still curly and I can't get the curl out of it. But anyway, so there is my sleeve. Basic sleeve block, and it's got no seam. None of these have got seam allowances built in, so that's my sleeve block. And I've got obviously the sleeve head. I've got the 2 notches for the back, the notch for the front. I've got all the markings, the grain line. I've even got the elbow line. What else have I got? I think that's it. And I've obviously wrote on it what it is, and it's obviously for my size. So there's the sleeve block. And then I've got my back and my front bodice. So there's the back, and I've got my notches, 2 notches for the back. I've got my darts, the waist dart and the shoulder dart. And then I've got my apex marked and my fold line. So that is my back. And again, no, it's not the apex, sorry, because that's the back. But I've got my darts. Here's the front block. And there's my apex point. and obviously my waist dart and my shoulder dart. And so they are me. These 3 templates or blocks are now me, all my measurements. So I thought, great, from here I can then go on to draft blouses and anything really that takes my fancy. But I thought, well, let's have a go at doing something a little bit easier, if you know what I mean, and go on to a t-shirt. So from these blocks, then I went on to another one of Diane's tutorials on how to create a knit block from your basic blocks. So from there, I made my knit blocks. And there's obviously that you make them slightly different because of calculation, because you use stretch knit fabric, so it's a slightly different sizing. But I followed her and I used all my measurements, and anyway I've got my block. So I've managed to put my sleeve, this is my knit sleeve block, and this has got a 1/4 inch seam allowance in. And I managed to, I did it on the back of, I had a roll of Christmas paper, just wanted to use this Christmas paper up. So I managed to use some paper to start off with, and then once I've got everything on there, I've transferred it to my proper block. So now I've got this to trace around. So this is my knit sleeve block, and I just need to add a few more of my markings. I've made a marking for short sleeve t-shirt, and I've got my markings for my cuff, the turn up, and a few of the bits and bobs I haven't put on, so I need to just transfer onto that block. So that's my knit sleeve block, and then I haven't got these on the cardboard yet, but these are going to be transferred onto, because I wanted to see what this is like. So these are my knit front and back t-shirt blocks, and that was, I had quite a bit of fun making that, because obviously you have to decide how you want your armhole curving. So I got my French curve out and made sure it was nice and smooth, and then you've got to make sure that your shoulders meet up. So then when you've got your blocks all cut out, you've got to put your blocks like together. So your shoulders meet up, and then you can put your notches in, and then you make sure you've got make sure you true your pattern, and then from there you can line up and decide how you want your neckline doing. So anyway, so I just went with the basic neckline, so it was 1 centimetre shorter on the neckline for this from the, let me get the front, from the basic sloper or the block, obviously because you're doing a t-shirt, so I just made it 1 centimetre shorter. But from this block I can then create any different neckline that I want. So I've still got these to put on the cardboard, and then once I've got them on the cardboard, I've got them set as a block, and then I can just trace around them onto paper, and then I can create whatever I want. So I couldn't believe it, so I thought, right, I'm going to make a t-shirt. I'm going to make the t-shirt. I've got the block. It's just to see if I've got all my measurements right, and does it fit? Is it going to work? So I had this jersey. This is a Stoff jersey, really good, really nice quality jersey. And I was thinking, and think, well, you know, I'm going to cut into this gorgeous jersey, and what if it doesn't work? And I thought, well, if I don't cut into it, I'm never going to be able to make a t-shirt. Toile, I suppose, because I didn't have any jersey fabric that I could have just, you know, hacked up or what have you. So because they're all good quality jerseys that I've got in my stash. So I thought, well, you're just going to have to take the plunge and use one of them. And this is one of them that I'd already cut into to make some pants when I was doing my pants. So there wasn't quite enough to do a full length sleeve, long sleeve tee, but there's plenty to do with t-shirt. I thought, bite the bullet and make the t-shirt. Just use your fabric, and if all else fails and it doesn't work out, I can still cut up the fabric and make some more pants. So I thought, right. So I literally followed my template, and I've made this t-shirt, and it fits me like a glove. I can't believe it. Now this is the basic the basic t-shirt, but I'll stand up and show you, and I'll put some pictures of me wearing it in the garden, but I've had to put a t-shirt on underneath because it's absolutely cold outside today when I was taking the photos. But this is me. This fits me like an absolute glove. So it's just a basic t-shirt, and I've just made the sleeves to this length, but I can make them any length I want. I could have made them shorter, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. So it's not figure hugging tight, but it's nice and fitted enough for what I want. And then obviously from this block now, I can make a looser fitting t-shirt, a boxier fitting t-shirt. I can now lower the neckline. I could do a scoop neckline. I can do a V-neck. I can do a boat neck. I can do a cowl. Anything at all. I can change the sleeves. So now if I was going back a week and when I was doing my t-shirt for my Sew the Look, my yellow striped t-shirt, if I'd had this block, I could have then decided what, you know, I could have done the scoop neck like I did. Then I could have took my sleeve block, and from there I could have slashed it, done the slash and spread method to make the wider for the like bishop sleeve that I wanted. I can do all that now because I know my block fits me, and from there I can create umpteen thousand different t-shirts. I know, it's just like, wow, it's like I got such a buzz when I made my own knickers and my own knicker block, and now I've got such a buzz because I've made my own t-shirts. So now I can't wait to get going and having a go at making a woven top, some sort, or blouse. And I just thought I'd share with you, if you're ever thinking about doing it, just literally have a go, because it really is not that hard. The hardest part is measuring yourself, because obviously I couldn't get my daughter to come and measure for me, and John's hopeless, he can't see without his glasses on, and he'd probably measure in inches and centimetres and I'd be a right mess. So I just obviously measured myself, but I followed again Diane. You put your elastic around your waist to find your natural waist, and then from there you measure your waist, measure down to your hips, measure your seat, your you know, when you sit down for your trousers and things like that. Hardest part was measuring between my shoulder blades by myself, but I managed, and obviously I had to get my shoulder length, you know, double checked, treble checked my measurements to make sure they were all right. And the proof's in the pudding, because I think it fits me pretty darn good. Now obviously it's quite a high neck because this is off the basic block, and I just thought, well, I'll just make it off the block just to see for the fit really, and wear it because I quite like a high neck. So now I can make you know, a t-shirt, and maybe think, oh, I'll make a V-neck t-shirt today or whatever, and yep, it's just like opened up a whole new world of sewing for me. I'm not saying I'm going to be making my own patterns all the time. I've got, you know, I have got patterns I'm going to sew, and always going to sew, but it's just this side of me that I wanted to explore, and I'm so glad I did. So if you ever thought about doing it and you're being put off, definitely have a go. You don't need dressmaker's cardboard. I've had mine for absolutely ages. You can just use any cardboard, like a firmish type of cardboard, just to put your block on, and then from that block you can trace round it onto your paper, and then that's when you can create from what you've traced on the paper. You don't need loads of tools and gizmos. I have my pattern notcher, so I could put all the notches in. I've got one of those anyway, and I've got one of my tracing wheels, which is useful to trace if you want to do like a shorter sleeve. And I'm just set. I can now create a t-shirt every day if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but you know what I mean. It's like, wow. It's just opened up another world of sewing to me. Now I know this, I'm going to have a proper fitted t-shirt as well. So I can now create a long sleeve tee, just like my Freya top, Tilly and the Buttons Freya top. I can now create my own long sleeve t-shirt. I can put that neckline on if I wanted, a higher neckline with, you know, the roll neck effect, or a higher neck effect, whatever. I can do that now and just create whatever I want. So it's amazing. So I just wanted to share and let you know how easy it is. It really is simple. You just need your body measurements, some cardboard, pencil and a ruler, and you create your block. you start with your main block, your bodice block, and from your main bodice block then you can go on to create your knit block, because obviously they're going to be slightly different. And then once you've got your blocks, there won't be any stopping you, I'm telling you. So please have a go. If you've been wondering about how to do it and you've been putting off, have a go. And there's not just Diane DZL on there, there's loads of other great tutorials you can follow as well on how to make your own block or sloper. Sometimes they're called a sloper, pattern sloper. And once you've made them, that's it. There'll be no stopping. So yeah, so I can't wait to now have a go at recreating my yellow stripe long sleeve tee that I did, but with this as a foundation. And then obviously it's going to fit better on my shoulders, and then I can then create the same sleeves that I did on that one. I'll just use this sleeve block, and then I can do the slash and spread method and what have you, and create different sleeves. So yeah, so hope I've inspired you. Let me know if you do have a go, and if you've already had a go at making your own blocks, tell me what you've made with your blocks. And so overall, I'm absolutely thrilled, as you can probably tell, because I'm grinning from ear to ear. And John was really impressed when I said, "Are you ready for the big reveal?" I always say that when I've made something, and I obviously went and showed him, and he was like, "Have you made that?" I went, "Yeah, just this is me. This is like based on me. This is not a pattern from a t-shirt that I followed. This is a pattern from me." And he was like, "Oh, really good. So what else are you going to make next?" And I'm going, "Oh, well, I don't know. Start planning, but I'm going to take it one step at a time, because obviously cutting into fabric, I don't like doing. I hate cutting into fabric. So I don't want to be cutting into fabric and making a mess. So I am going to take my time before I, go on to create other things. But now I've got the basic block and I know it fits me, then at least I know I'm halfway there, and creating different things is now the next step. And I'll keep you posted what I make. No doubt you'll see whatever I make over on Instagram, and obviously here, because I'll come and share. And so if you like today's vlog, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of my first attempt at making my very own t-shirt. Have I inspired you? I hope I have. It's great fun, and you will feel amazing once you've done it. Once you've just gone through all the stages and created your block, then actually got the courage to cut out some fabric and then sew it up and put it on, and when it fits you like a glove, or fits you, just right, then you will be cock-a-hoop like me. So I know I'm sad, so excited over a t-shirt, but you know what I mean. I think you know where I'm coming from, don't you? So until the next time, I'm just itching to get going and making other things. And if you just found me too, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow along with all my dressmaking projects and makes and exciting news. And until the next time, thank you so much for joining me today. Take this grin off my face, but until the next time, please take care and happy sewing.